Hi everybody, this is the Harmony MS demonstration. This is the first page, the login page. We have just to insert the credential and to select the user type and click on login. This is the home page, and we will see the modeling components, the modeling templates, the project, the scenarios, and how to run them and to use it. The first page we will see is the modeling components tab. So basically we are going to use the basic components of the Harmony MS, and I mean the models that the developers of the Harmony project developed in within the 3 years of the project. So to upload a new component in the Harmony MS, we have to click on upload component and browse for the correct file that is in a JSON format. For example, we could search for the DFM light component JSON. That is the specification file of the demographic forecasting light model. This way, we are saying to the Harmony MS that the demographic forecasting line modeling component is composed by 9 inputs, by 30 outputs, and we can use it to combine with other modeling components, as we will see in a while. We can do the same thing with the regional economy model, and we can click on view and enter in this table to search the input file, the output files, and understand which input are required for the modeling component and which outputs the modeling component is going to produce. Here for the regional economy model, we have these input and outputs, and here on the bottom of the page we can see the graphical view of the component. In red we have the input files, and in green we have the outputs. Coming back to the page, we can click on view also on the demographic forecasting light model, just to show you that if the developer upload the sample files, the user can click on download on the input tab and download a sample file just to understand the format of the file. In this example, we have a simple comma-separated value file, but we have also shape file or other types of input files in other modeling components. Now that we have the 2 modeling components uploaded in the Harmony MS, we can start to play with them and combine the modeling components in different templates. The importance of using the modeling components is that we can upload only once a modeling component, and then reutilize the same modeling component to combine it in different templates and so in different models and different complex models. So switching to the templates page, we can upload a template or create a template. The simpler way is to upload the template. That means that the procedure is like the one already seen for the modeling component, and I mean that we can use the JSON file of specification that the developers wrote in the specification, and the MS automatically understand the linkages between the modeling components, and you don't need to do anything to say to the MS that the modeling template is it has to be. But in this example, we will start to create a modeling template. We use the creation of the modeling template now because it's a complex procedure that we can see only with very simple modeling components. Otherwise, it's very, very long to show. So the first thing we have to do is to specify the name and a description of the modeling template. That is still a model, but is a more complex model that are modeling component, and it is in a way a bigger model composed by different modeling components. So we specify that the number of modeling components are 2, and they are the DFM and the REM. And we clicking on the button add, we have to say that the task 1 is the DFM light, and the task 2 is the REM. Basically, we are saying to the Harmony MS that the DFM light is the first modeling component to run, and the DFM line is feeding the regional economy model. That is the task 2. Clicking on save, we can add the generated inputs. Sorry, we can add also the task 2, and in the task 2 we have to click on the button add for the generated input, because we have to say to the Harmony MS that not all the input files of the regional economy model are exogenous input, but one of the input files of the REM are generated from the task 1, that is the DFM. So we have to say that from the task 1, the output pop ear tot is feeding the REM, and the input files of the REM is named tot pop by ear. We can click on save. Okay, and click again on save, and then we can open the diagram and see that the linkages is already created. So from the output total population by year of the demographic forecasting light model, there is a dotted line in a purple dotted line that is linking the output of the DFM to the inputs of the regional economy model. This is, of course, a very simple modeling template, but it's very useful to show you how the Harmony MS works. So we can click on save and come back to the modeling templates page. And then we could go on to projects and scenarios, but I would like to add another modeling component, that is the LUTI components. So we can search the LUTI in Turing components in the same procedure of the other already seen. We can click on view. We can look at the input files of the output files. This is a very huge modeling components. And so also the graphical view is very, very huge, but we can zoom in, zoom out. So we can drag and drop, and we can find all the files. We can click on back, coming back to the modeling components. We have the demographic forecasting line model, the regional economy model, and the LUTI component. And with these three modeling components, we can go on with our official modeling template. So we can this time not create, but upload the template because the linkages from between among the DFM, the REM, and the LUTI are not only one. So we can go quickly using the specification file of the template that is named DFM REM LUTI tour JSON, and uploading this file, all the procedure already seen with the linkages between the task 1, task 2, the generated input, and so on, is already created automatically by the DMS, just reading the specification file. So we can already click on view see that the name, the description, the number of modeling components are already created. And we can just click on the diagram. We can see the more than one purple dotted line. So the same connection between the DFM and the regional economy model, and other connection between the DFM and the REM to the LUTI model, the land use transport interaction model. Okay, we can drag and drop the output files. We can search it in the LUTI. We can go down to the input files, and we can close and come back to the templates. Now that we have the modeling template composed by the DFM, REM, and LUTI, we can go to the project. And in this moment, not only the developers and the modelers can play with the Harmony MS, but also the planners, the urban planners can use the MS. This is because when the developers or the modelers created the template in the project, the urban developer just have to select a modeling template and just upload the input files that are required for the template. So we can use the DFM, REM, LUTI and create the project. We can see that in blue we have the tab, the activity tab of the DFM. Then we have to pass to the regional economy model and final to the LUTI component. What we have to do now, we have to select, to specify name, description, and to upload the file. We can click on the tab to see which inputs are needed, and we can close. We can browse for file, clicking on browse for file, and we can go to our folder, select Turing, select all the input files that are 8, and wait a minute that the Harmony MS is reads the file. Okay, now we can move to the regional economy model. Same procedure. We have to upload 10 files, but one is generated. The dot pop by here is generated by the DFM, so we have not to upload it because it's already provided by the first modeling component. Now we have to wait a minute for the upload. Here there is also the first shape files of the modeling template. Now that all the input files of the regional economy model are provided, we can do the same thing for the LUTI. We have 8 generated input, and so 53 inputs required to upload. We can close the tab, go for browse for file, select the LUTI, Turing, all the files, but the employment, population, school pupils, and students. And wait, we have speeded up the video a little bit to not lose time, but in real time we have to wait just a couple of minutes. We can create the project. Now we have the 3 modeling components, the modeling template combining the modeling components. We have uploaded the input files, and then we can click on save. And now we can clone, we can add a scenario, and we can delete. But now the first thing is that when you create a project, by default, the Harmony MS create the default scenarios with the input files that we provided. So now we can click on start. Okay, we have the 3 modeling components. the two modeling templates, the project that we created with the input files, and we have a scenario that we can start and we can wait for the run. Also here we have speeded up a little bit the video. The progress is reaching the okay, 100%. So we can click on results, and then another page will show up, and here we landed on the Harmony MS dashboard. Here we can see on the left the project and the scenario, that is only the default scenario now. We can see the predefined set of KPIs, for example, the demographic pyramid for the DFM, or the yearly jobs total for the regional economy model. We can play with them. We can, for example, activate or deactivate the economic sector. We can see the job changes. And we can select a new KPI from the list. For example, the jobs accessibility by rail. Click on Add KPI and go to the bottom of the page to see the map that is provided by the land use transport interaction model. Here, the KPIs are mixed from all the modeling components that are composing the project. We can delete, we can zoom in, zoom out, and we can also download the CSV. We will see in a while. But now we can close the Harmony dashboard. We can come back to the Harmony MS, and we can come back to the project, because this is only one scenario, but with the same template, with the same project, we can add a new scenario. And the procedure is the same of the creation of the first default scenario. So we will go a little bit fast. We have to specify the name, that is the high scenario, for example, the description, and we have to browse for file and wait for the selection. We have to use a different input files for this scenario. For example, here we have a population rate increase with respect to the default scenario, highlighted in red, but the name is the same, because if the name is the official one, the Harmony MS will recognize automatically. Otherwise, we just have to click on browse for file and select the unrecognized input files. So the procedure is basically the same. We have to select all, click on open, wait for the upload, move to the regional economy model. Here we have the macro HE and zone distribution, the macroeconomic sector and the zone distribution, slightly different with respect to the first scenario. We can move to the LUTI. Here we have no changes in the input files. And finally, we have created the second scenario, the high scenario, with the DFM, RAM, and LUTI with different input files. We can click on Scenarios tab. We have the first default scenario that is already completed, and the second high scenario that we created a few seconds ago. So we can click on Start, wait for the complete for the run of the Harmony MS, and we can go to the results, to the Harmony dashboard. Now on the left we have the first tab, that is the project tab, and then the two tabs of the default scenarios and the high scenarios. Here is already is the same as before. We have the demographic pyramid, the total yearly jobs, and we can navigate through the KPIs. For example, we can compare hotel and tourism for the economic sectors. We can see the decrease of the COVID impacts in 2020, and then the slight increase in hotel and tourism. Now we can search for the same KPIs of before. So the jobs accessibility by rail, go add KPI, go to the bottom of the page. And in this map, we can see that in this axis we have the new metro line development that is one of the high scenarios. So we can see that changing the input files of the first two models, we can see the results also in the service modeling component. And this is an urban intervention in the city of Turin in Italy, and this is another intervention. And this map is about rail, and so we can see the metro line changes in the urban accessibility. We can add also the housing accessibility by rail. We can go in the bottom, and we can see the same axis from top right to bottom left. And these are maps produced by the Luti, and in this version of the HarmonyMS are not interactive. Now we can go to the project tab, and in this tab we can combine different scenarios. So we can select default and Turin High, select a KPI, for example, the REM output, that is the hotel economic sector, and we can see that the two scenarios are represented in one in blue, one in red, in the same graph. So we can appreciate the in both of the scenarios the COVID impact, but then in the high scenarios there is a more increase in the hotel economic sectors. Then we can search for another KPI, the population change. You can wait a while, and another map is shown here. We can see that the colors are very slightly different. There is a zone in particular that is more high than the other ones. And then we can search for the jobs accessibility by rail, add KPI, go down, and see the difference in this particular area of the urban intervention. For example, here in the top right corner of the city center. Now coming back to the default scenario, we can, for example, download one of the KPIs. In this way, we can see not only the graph but the numbers. So in this example, a comma separated value file is downloaded. Here we have a DFM output file. So we have the age class, the gender, and the number of people for each class and gender from 2019 to 2030. And here we can open the configuration tab and watch the same graph used before, just to understand the linkages among the models used in the simulation. We can, for example, also search for the results shapefile, click on it. We can see that the green dot became black. We can click on the download symbol, and this zip file will download. We can open it, and we can open QGIS and import the shapefile used in the model. So we can add the shapefiles, and this way, if one wants to perform different analysis on other than the basic KPIs predefined in the HarmonyMS, can download the shapefile, add the other output files, and just play with that. And this is the zoning system used in Turing for the Harmony project, for example. And close the unnecessary tab and come back to the HarmonyMS main page. And we can, to sum up, we can see that we have 3 modeling components. We use them to combine first in a template with 2 modeling components, creating a template, and then upload a template with 3 modeling components. For the second one, we uploaded the input files, creating a project. And for this project, we used the false scenarios and then the high scenario. And that's all from my side for the HarmonyMS. Hope this helps in understanding the HarmonyMS